Hello and welcome everyone to another StarCraft 2 England cast. Today I've got game 3 of a best of 3 from the IPL5 Korean qualifiers, and boy, the series has been pretty good so far. Two really quick games in game 1 and 2, and well, I'm just looking forward to game 3. Is it going to be another quick one? Is it going to be a long one? Who knows? But let's introduce the players. We do have FXOChoya in the lower left, who is the red Protoss player. In the top right, it's STBomber, who is the blue Terran player. The map is Daybreak, and it's an awesome map. Everyone loves this map. It's been around for like an eternity already. It's just staying there in tournament scenes because it's just so well balanced. Everyone likes it. It works well. So who would get rid of it? The answer? No one. It's going to stay around for a long time. It's kind of the pinnacle of map design. I reckon one day what they should do is just horizontally flip it. So it's identical to the other way, so we have a bit of a change. You can have a top left and lower right, as opposed to a top right and lower left. Anyway, that's a bit beside the point. What can we expect from these two players? Well, game 1 has seen Choya. Well, game 1 and 2 saw Choya go for one base plays essentially. Game 1 didn't work out so well. Game 2 it did. So what's he going to do game 3? Is he going to go for something a bit more standard? We'll wait and see. Game 1 on the other hand, Bomber, he went for a 1 Rax command center. Game 2 he went for a 1 Rax command center. So personally I'm thinking he's going to go for a 1 Rax command center because it worked. And why would you change it? Now, this is the first difference. Only 1 gas at the moment here for Choya. But there's not really much else to tell, really. There's no gas down at all for Bomber, so that is saying probably going to be getting a command center down pretty quickly. I mean, he's already up to that 300 mark, which is usually when you see an SCV get pulled going to go. We did have an early scout out of Choya, though, which is different to previous games. We will see the Cybercore coming down. We've got that Orbiter Command on its way. Well, to be honest, this is all pretty standard, so let's just say if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. That'd be super awesome and help me out loads. We've got 1 Max Command Center build, by the way, our Bomber, as expected. Also subscribe. I get new awesome games up every single damn day, usually multiple games, and always from top level players pretty much. They're best of 3s, ladder games, best of 5s, online tournaments, big tournaments, qualifiers, you name it, probably cast some of it, even the odd fun Idra Rage game, because why the hell not? So that'd be awesome. Subscribe. I wouldn't want you to miss anything. Any comments or criticisms below would be awesome. Let me know, do you like best of 3s? Do you like just ladder games? Do you like health bars up, health bars down, health bars unselected? Do you just generally want me to cast some of your games? Let me know. It'd be awesome. Anyway, we do have 2 gas coming down here now for Bomber, which is slightly different to the 2 racks he went, taking him up to 3 in game 1, but very much more similar to game 2. Meanwhile, down at Choya's stage, he's getting that Twilight Council again. So remember, in game 2, for those of you who didn't watch or just need reminding, he went for this 4 Gateway Blink play, which was really, really effective, and basically what happened was, there was a robotic facility for the observer, and essentially Choya just blinked up. Bomber saw it and was just like, GG. He didn't even engage. It was just like, no, can't do it. I'm gonna leave now. Game 3. Let's do this all over again. Anyway, so this is all still fairly standard. We do have Choya with this Stalk on patrol once tonight, and he's scouting. He doesn't want Bomber knowing whether he's got a natural down. That's the big tell. Obviously, if Choya does, it's DTs. We're gonna see DTs. It's not one base blink play. It's a DT rush, which isn't too difficult to deal with because as Terran, because ultimately you do have scans available. There's also missile turrets if you do get an engineering rate, but I mean scans alone, that means that for a Protoss player to do it effectively, you need to split your DTs up. You need to send them in one at a time. Make sure they're not within a scan radius of each other, because if nothing else, you waste a lot of energy on scans rather than mules, which means you've got more money. But we will see here the Bomber, he's going for a tank again, like he did in game 2, and we do actually have Choya expanding. So brace yourselves, people. That is definitely an expansion. This is new territory for Choya in this series, so let's see how he fares with it. He does have that robotic facility coming down, he has that gateway, so he may even go for a DT drop, who knows. But for the moment, we've got that tank out, we've got siege mode down. It's a good defensive position. If you stick a tank up here, it covers a lot of this area very, very comfortably with siege mode. I doubt we'll see Bomber go for a lot of tanks, just a 1 or 2, but this is critical, that engineering bay coming out. In game 1, I don't know if you remember, but we did see Bomber chuck down a missile turret at the front preemptively for DTs. Will he do something similar? Well, it may not actually matter, because ultimately we do have that War Prism coming in. How is that going to work? Are we going to see lots of drops of DTs? If we do, having a single missile tile at the front won't help. Is there any energy for scans? No, there's not. This DT, it's going to get in, it's going to be hitting stuff. The next scan's quite a long way away, so if nothing else, we're going to see quite a few SCVs just fall apart. There we go, one explodes straight away, and now they've just got to run like mad, and we're going to see Bomber lose an awful lot of mining time down at his natural. Missile tire coming up at the area between, but well, we've got another DT on its way and this warp prism coming, so we could see DT's warped in straight to the main. There goes down the scan, and guess what, that picks off one DT, but just as I said, if you spread them out, that plays off very nicely. One DT correctly running back, wants to hide momentarily. Just wait for this to go down, but there comes down a missile tide. The one thing missing though is a missile tide right at the back here. A third command center coming down here for Bomber. He's also getting 2 more factories, which is a really unusual build. 2 tanks already out, and well, we've got that 1 DT loaded up. As long as he's careful of that missile tide, he's going to be absolutely fine. We're probably going to see a warp in of more DTs. There is enough energy for a scan though, so that is the one thing he does have to be careful of. Doesn't want to get too close to that missile tide either, or that could cause problems. What is this DT going to focus at the moment? Well, time will tell. Meanwhile, behind this, we do have just a third command center coming down for Choya. We do have Bomber here. He's got his third command center up himself. I said a command center, third nexus on the way out for Choya. We also have Blue Flame, so this is basically a mech build. It'll be really interesting to see how this plays out. But we do have yet another 2 DTs in, and there is only enough energy for 1 scan, so as long as they spread out, this will be fine. There's that missile tide in the mineral line. One was picked up and is going to try and get out there ASAP, but well, 1 DT dies. If we look at the lost tab, quite a lot more lost for Choya at the moment. Meanwhile, we've got a second robotic facility coming out. Immortals are on the way. A forge is coming out. Warp gate tech is done, but these 2 warp gates won't change it. I was a bit confused what happened there. The third nexus is up. The third base for Bomber isn't down yet, but for the moment this looks like it's going to be going more into the mid game. We've got a reactor coming on here. Double reactors, we're going to see an awful lot of Hellions. Blue Flame Hellions are going to be coming out of Bomber's ears, and how's he going to use them? That's what I want to know. This DT has come down. He's just chilling out. We've got an observer there. That observer looks really cool, just by the red light. Like, if you move it and just like, it's like, that was completely luck, but it just looked awesome in my opinion. We've got tanks down a lot of places. We've got, more tanks coming out. The +1 vehicle weapons on its way. We've got the armory coming down, so double vehicle upgrades. Meanwhile, the third base up and running for Choya right now. He's getting more immortals out. He's got that second robo, which isn't doing anything quite yet. He's got the DT shrine, so Archons are an option. This is getting pretty opened up. I'm just really interested to see what Bomber is going to do with so many Blue Flame Hellions. Is he just going to go straight for the mineral lines absolutely everywhere and just be like, I like toasted probe, that's just what I like? But he could well go for something like that. Obviously Stalkers, they're very, very strong against Hellions, Blue Flame or not. So are Immortals. Really, essentially the only thing to worry are, of course, the Sentries and the Zealots, but still, with the Immortal there, it could be a little bit difficult. Just watch how quick it goes. 1 Sentry basically melting instantly, though. That's a small problem, but to be honest, still, these Hellions, they're going to have a bit of a tough time. It's still 4 being produced at a time. What is Bomber planning? He's got that third orbital, not floating it down yet, using it purely to just get more income, and the Hellions have gone to the mineral line. They are going to pick off a couple, but of course with those photon cannons there, they are not going to get much at all. Only 5 workers killed so far. There's a photon cannon in the main. No photon cannon down the third yet, but most of the army's there. So suddenly we are looking at Bomber really losing a lot of resources for not many kills there, and actually leveling out the resources lost total. We do have a Ghost Academy on the way out for Bomber now. What's he going to do? Well, obviously it's quite a good choice because he knows DTs are out, so one would assume that we're going to see high Archons, which obviously EMP is very effective against. Also, he knows there's Immortals out. He's going for a mech army, and if you're heavy on mech, Immortals are going to be very, very popular, especially against the tanks. If you get the Ghosts to EMP their shields, Immortals are suddenly very, very quick to die. So I think the Ghost choice is very, very good, and this game is just getting more and more awesome. We do have Choya moving across the map though. 4 Immortals is nothing to laugh at. That's a good number of Zealots and Stalkers as well though. Suddenly, those Hellions absolutely melting. A grade 4 blink. Gonna get a couple more there as well. One on very low health. These tanks have to be so careful because if the Immortal goes in first, well, they're gonna splash the Immortals but do hardly any damage. The Warp Prism getting so much use, first for the DTs and now just for the rest of the Warping. And now there is this Orbital Command here. Will it get taken out? Well, personally, I don't actually think that it will get taken out. It should be able to get back to repair. The Hellions are coming in though. They're roasting quite a few Zealots. The Stalkers, they are just insistent on trying to take out this third. If they do manage to get it, it'd be very good for Choya there, but to be honest, with those SCVs coming over to repair it, it's going to be absolutely fine. Those tanks are in a good position, and for the moment, Choya got a bit of a win. He denied a mining base, so he has a mining base up at the moment, and also he's forced all of Bomber's units back, and that's going to help him. Just look at how many Hellions. This is absolutely sick, but a great blink forward by Choya there. Things are getting pretty intense. Choya putting on the pressure. We do have one Ghost on its way. One lone Ghost, but the Hellions are coming to the back, and this is going to be absolutely crazy if they get in the line. 2 Immortals are on the way out at a time. What is at the natural? Well, quite a few Stalkers are getting morphed in now. They do not want to engage head on, and to be honest, it's going to be quite difficult to get through, but if they do get a good angle, the probes are just going to die so quickly. Look at them all. Just probe after probe getting absolutely roasted. They're all stacked up over here as well. Will the Hellions be able to get over there? We will wait and see. Well, there goes down some more probes. This is just not fun in the slightest. All of Choya's army getting kind of boxed up, and if we look at the workers killed, 20 killed there, so that's a 15 kill. He was a 5, I do believe, if I remember correctly. We do have double Thors coming out. We have the 2 vehicle upgrades about to finish, plus 2 vehicle weapons about to close up. We've got the third base re-landing again for Bomber at the moment. If we look at the income, very much in Choya's favour, especially the gas there. That's going to allow him to pump units. We've got High Templar coming out. We've got Robotics Bay coming out, ready for Colossus. And this is just mad. It's brilliant. It's awesome. We have +2 on the way out. We do have no armor upgrades at all quite yet for this Protoss army, but of course the +1 done. A DT's coming in. There is no missile type build quite yet, but it should finish just before, and that DT is gone. That is a very short-lived DT. And that was just such a painful noise. Just like, oh, I was literally sighing with both pain and disappointment. And well, we do have the Ghost energy coming down, so we're going to see the Mobius reactor. We are going to see a lot of EMPs, which makes me a happy boy, because well, who wouldn't love EMPs? And a 4th base looking like it's getting ready to be taken by Choya. So after this game has already taken longer than game 1 and 2 combined. Just saying, this is getting epic. We do have a handful of Stalkers, which are about to meet a lot of tanks and a lot of Thors. And the Hellions, they're not going to be too much of a problem for the Stalkers, but the Thors and tanks, they are a big problem. And essentially, this is the mech army that once Terran build it up, becomes super scary. The Ghost thrown in as well, I think that's really nice. The EMPs are going to be so good, especially against those Immortals. But suddenly this third base for Bomber, these two armies are going completely the other way, and they can't quickly cut through the middle because of those rocks there. And to be honest, we could end up getting in a bit of a base race situation, and theoretically we should see Choya win this because he's got one more base, his army is faster, and while we do have a stupid amount of Hellions here, they don't do too well against buildings. A lot of Bomber's supply is taken up in buildings, but he does have those Thors. Meanwhile, down here we do have Archons, we do have a lot of Immortals. That is an awful lot of Immortals. The tanks aren't anywhere to be seen. The Thors are there, but the Archons are taking those down. The Stalkers are taking those down. This is pretty crazy. The third base, though, that is down now for Choya. Bomber is advancing forward. He doesn't know about the 4th base, though, and that could really cost him. We do have this third base getting taken out pretty quickly. The great lift there, of course, lifting absolutely fine. He does not want his army getting taken out too quickly. And to be honest, this is going to get so crazy. I don't know who's actually going to win this. This is a complete base race situation. Everyone wants to win. This is game 3, of course, so whoever wins this wins the series. That is no small feat. This is IPL5 qualifiers, remember. We do have literally these Immortals just doing sick damage to this command center. That's going to get taken out, but of course the natural base now completely killed pretty much. But this wave of 4 Colossi, where did they come from? Who knows, but they are going to get taken out pretty quickly by the Thors. The Thors are trying to do everything they can, but they're getting kited by Colossi. When we start seeing these Colossus kite things, especially Thors, it's just quite ironic, like these 2 giant units just going for it. We do have Ghosts there though, we do have the tanks there, and actually for the moment, believe it or not, these Colossi could actually have saved Choya completely. He's also got this 4th base up. If he transfers to the probes, he's going to be a good spot. But SCVs are moving over. Everything is just going for this. And now essentially we're just waiting for Choya to kill everything, or for Bomber to GG. I do believe Choya has taken this. Those probes were going, and there, Bomber GG's, so Choya takes it. And that was game 3. Bit kind of sudden, but straight away we will see that was an awesome series. I'm really happy with that. So, what are the points to take away from this? If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. That would be the first point, which would be awesome. Number 2, check out my channel. If I try to remember to put an annotation on the right, so it should be there. That will take you to my channel. Loads more awesome casts. IPL5's up there. I've got quite a few DreamHack games. Got some ladder games, Idra Rage games, all that sort of shenanigans, as well as some online tournaments. So check those out. Also, if you do like them, subscribe. That'd just be cool. So hit that subscribe button. New games up daily. Obviously, that'd be awesome. Most importantly, though, I hope you did enjoy. Leave any comments below. That'd be cool. Love to talk to you guys. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Catch you again. Bye for now.